There we go, baby. You know what I was just thinking about?
I get the right finger on it.
If you ever
You can tell.
If you miss a pod, Chris, who are we gonna have come out with that expert crisp right there?
I don't know.
I've been training hard.
I've been taking Cat Lynch on.
I've been popping beers for a long. I've been just popping and then dumping them.
Just waiting for Chris to quit.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you again for joining us here on a wonderful Saturday night in Chicago. We are live. It is a beautiful 80 degrees. Sun is still out. We're getting a little lighter table this week than last Saturday.
For the better.
Yeah, for the better. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, we'll get into it. But Monday, I was really regretting choices in my life from the weekend.
I felt terrific.
I asked
Terrifically terrible.
What's up?
I texted Mark. I was like, how you doing today?
Oh, yeah, Mark. Oh, I felt that. Literally, after how bad I was feeling, I went right to thinking, oh, poor Mark.
I texted Mark. I was like, are you okay?
He's like,
Did you make it to work today?
Poor Gracia. She had that over off on it. But thank you again for joining us. It's your first time listening. We appreciate you checking us out. Like, subscribe. We are now on the YouTube.
The YouTubes!
Woo! And so subscribe. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers. We actually need 25 first, then 1,000. That would help us out a lot.
Just 25.
Just get to the 1,000 people.
Yes, let's come on now. Help a brother out. And we're thinking, listen, if you subscribe, send us a picture. We'll shoot you a T-shirt.
Hey-o.
Hey now.
Don't ask for a size, though. Just get a shirt.
Yes, you're just getting a random size shirt. We got lots of big boys. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast SMP. You can reach us at the SMPpodcast@gmail.com. We got shirts, so if you want to buy a shirt, that would be great. We'd appreciate it. And then, lastly, we are brought to you by DLM Tax and Accounting. If you're looking for an accountant, they are the best. They've been here since the beginning, helping us out, so we truly appreciate them. Check them out at dlmtax.com, or you can reach them at the admin at dlmholdings.net.
That's enough of the business.
Damn, tell them, Pat.
Rough day, Joseph. I see you yawning over there.
Yeah, why are you yawning?
No, I'm just.
Come on, Joe. Where's the energy?
Joe, you're at like a 2 right now. He's just like a 6.
Did the new gay art show keep you up last night?
Wait, what is that?
Oh.
Well, you can leave.
Wedding Crashers,
Oh.
when they're in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're in the bedroom.
They're in the bedroom.
Well, yes, but where he says that line is he's in the kitchen.
Don't know if that's PC anymore.
No, that movie would not be able to be made right now.
No, that's why I didn't bust up the next one.
I did just rewatch it, though. That was like
Phenomenal
the last
movie.
couple,
Absolutely
maybe last month.
Have you seen like the full version, not like the cut up one? The full version is ridiculous.
I got a story. Saw this movie in the theaters.
Bring it, baby.
Loved it so much. Loved it so much. I go, you know what? I'm gonna rent this, and it was funny. You know, it's a raunchy comedy.
Oh, I love it.
Went to Blockbuster back in the day. Pulled it off the wall. You know, brand new release. Came home. I told my dad. I said, this is gonna be funny. My mom's like, what is this? It's a comedy. I said, oh, you're going to love it too. Come on. Let's have
a big family moment.
Watch the
I'll get the popcorn.
Unrated version.
Oh, no.
Within the first second, they're just women, boobies flying everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like, they're all landing on that bed in that montage. And in the R-rated version, they're wearing bras. But
really?
in the unrated...
And your dad's like, it's a great choice, Joseph. Great choice!
In the unrated...
Boy, son,
boobies everywhere.
And you thought he was gay.
I was like, oh my God.
What are those? I've never seen those before.
Oh, brother. Yeah, there's nothing worse, Chris, when I do a podcast in the basement, and I like to listen to like a lot of crime podcasts, or when we're listening to Tuesdays with Stories, and when my uncle's in the basement and it gets a little raunchy, oh my God, my skin crawls. Like I just like lower the volume.
He says that's what she said every 5 seconds?
Yeah, he only needs a little bit of a go to get like just like, and it's like, nope, you're 97 years old. I don't want it. I'm out. I don't want to hear this anymore. So I literally lower the volume because my skin crawls when he's there.
Yeah, when.
That's
why I put the headphones in.
Yes, yeah. All right, boys. So let's start with recapping last weekend.
Parts I remember, sure.
Yeah, episode 45, fun one. We got a little bit. So I was gonna drive tonight because I was we were gonna go downtown. We're gonna go get some burgers tonight, and I was like, oh, I'll just drive tonight, no big deal. And then I thought about every last Saturday we've had for the last week. Even if we're just doing light, we walk away with at least a glass of whiskey and at least 2 or 3 beers. That's not driving. You can't do it. So, but I'm going to try to behave a little bit because last weekend was
Hurt.
Like a hurt that I haven't felt in a very long time.
Hurt.
Saturday.
Someone called the ambulance.
Saturday was fun, and it just came out of nowhere. We ended up dancing till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Got up at 8 to go.
Some of us dance later than that.
Some of us had a good time.
Some of us tried to get an Uber and reserve an Uber, and then that Uber canceled.
Oh.
And so my ride went from $14 to $35.
Woo!
That's why they canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And we had a blast. If you haven't been to Chicago, go to Enjoy. We went last night to
Go to the Wicker Park one.
Well, the one in Logan Square ain't bad.
No, the one in Logan Square is not bad, but I mean, if you're looking for dancing,
It's a very different vibe.
But the views
if
in
you're
Logan
looking-
Square are
yeah, but if you're looking for
painting a picture right there. Ladies and gentlemen, painting a picture.
but if you're looking for
Joseph.
dancing, you want Wicker Park.
What do we got on the Oh my
Oh,
God!
This is related to Sunday night.
Oh, I got
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Twinsies.
Oh no. Hold on.
Ladies-
Matt.
Oh, yours is much worse.
I look like
my
I
God.
took. I look
Yours is
like I
much
took a bat to the tricep.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story after.
Yours is much worse. Jeez.
Wow. Wait, Joe did say he fell into a desk.
I didn't. I saw it in the morning. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that
now
a
we're
metaphor
taking a
for
step
something?
back. So Saturday was a good time. But the problem with Sunday was we didn't overdrink.
I'm okay right now.
We didn't overdrink.
No.
We got up early, and that was kind of the issue. Sunday,
Hungry.
somehow, I think it's a combination. You have to eat when you drink,
Big
and
combination.
you just kind of get it going. And sometimes the train doesn't stop.
I remember going there, and I was like, yeah, I drank. We've been drinking so much these last few weeks. Like, I don't think I'm gonna drink it much tonight. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of
Yeah, that was
gonna
my
enjoy
go-to,
the
Joe.
show, grab a
Yes.
Sprite, maybe a bottle of water.
That lasted
You know,
2 songs.
I didn't even get it before
No,
the concert.
we got to our seats. I saw him walk into his seats, and he had 2 beers in his hand.
Before we even got
Yeah.
to the concert, we got to Lauren's, and Lauren was nice enough to have us all over.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so we had a couple of beverages.
We do what we do best. We pregame.
And within a beer, like half a beer, I was like, how much time to get? Oh, we're leaving at 45? Well, that's still like 30 minutes away. I could
Just can a couple.
Yeah, I could
Not
can
one,
a couple.
two.
Yeah, I get like 3
Four
before we leave.
more before.
Well, you know, one for the road.
Two,
And-
two for the walk over there, you know.
yeah. And
3
man,
block
by
walk.
the time I got to that concert, I think I was 5 deep. And
Oh, yeah.
then I
It
was
was
getting
just-
nothing
it's over.
but tall boys the rest of the night.
Yeah. And the best part, the best text I had from that night was to Joe, in capital letters was no beer, because everybody was buying beers. You couldn't find a guy not to buy a beer, and I was like, guys, we have to stop buying beers.
Normally some.
Sunday night.
Yes. Yeah.
Work Monday morning.
Me and Chris, we're up at 7:15 in
Did
the
not
gym.
set an alarm because I was too intoxicated to do so.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't recommend that.
Got home. Got home.
Yep. Wait, and I'm sorry, just to let you guys, the concert was the Hella Mega Tour.
Oh yes.
Weezer,
Green Day, and Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out
Yeah.
Boy.
Green
Fun
Day
time.
closed,
The concert
yeah.
was great at Wrigley Field. It was an awesome concert.
Mm-hmm.
We had a blast. We just went a little too hard.
Yep.
But little by little, like we crossed the line and then ran about 6 miles.
Yeah. I got home, and I started to take off. I took off my shirt, and I started to take off my pants, and then I did the little 1 foot hop.
Oh no.
And then I went down, and I went down hard.
And Sarah just left you.
And Sarah has this, like, she's got like a makeup desk.
No.
And it's like the IKEA one. So it's like
Oh, and you murdered
the
it.
drawers, and then you just lay the table on top. It's not bolted on by any means.
Yep.
I hit this thing so hard, the table went clean off one side of the legs.
Oh no.
And
You murdered
oh,
the table.
I got up and I was like, I'm okay. Because all she saw, I was on the other side of the bed, so all she saw was me like hit it literally like hit the desk and then bounced back into the bed, and like I was going, and she's like, oh my gosh, he's got a concussion, like he just smashed his head. I was like, no, I caught myself with my arm, and it's like big and red, and then the next morning it is a bruise. I mean, this is the best it's looked.
But
Wow.
you should put that on the Twitter.
It is
Wow.
a bruise. Yeah.
We might take a picture of that.
I was going a couple places. Someone's like, what the happened?
Oh,
Like,
no.
what happened to your arm? And I was like,
I have no idea.
oh, you know what's funny? It doesn't hurt, thankfully, at
Yeah.
all.
How's the table doing?
Did
it press charges?
It did. No, thankfully.
Tomato midweek IKEA trip.
I was able to fix it, but man, oh man, yeah.
So for all you guys who like to listen to people eat food, Pat Lynch has stuffed his face with, because his girlfriend was super nice and was in
Sadly
Nashville.
couldn't make it.
Yes, she got F by American Airlines and Spirit Airlines and all the airlines who are just deciding to cancel flights because they can't. There's shortages of everything.
So I took one for the team with a drink for both of us.
Yeah, did a great job. She got us chocolates from Nashville, and they're called bourbon
caramel,
nib,
actually.
or is it brittle?
That's caramel. That's brittle. The other one's caramel.
But it looks like chocolate.
That's chocolate on the brittle.
It's brittle, yeah.
Okay.
What's the difference?
Brittle is literally sugar. Well, chocolate's chocolate, and brittle is sugar. It's caramel, but it's like hardened caramel. So it's like sugar that's just been like cooked to the spot where it gets hard. Caramel is sugar as well, cooked to the spot where it's soft and mushy.
Gotcha.
Well, they're pretty good.
Brittle's really not good for your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a lot of it.
Really not good for your teeth.
We need a lot of it, but it's good.
Okay, so the bourbon brittle's really nice.
I like the brittle better than the caramel.
Okay,
Caramel
and then we got
not a
called
duck
duck fat caramel.
I'm not.
I'm not a caramel guy to begin with.
It tastes like the thing you gave me earlier without the thing in the middle. Without the white stuff in the middle.
Oh.
Okay.
The Sexy Pepsi's secret ingredient.
And now, so you guys have had the duck fat. There you go, Joe. Get in there. Give it a little taste.
I'll try one bit.
This is not the usual Saturday night. If this is your first time listening, we don't usually try candy on the podcast.
Yeah, we usually do fried chicken sandwiches, beer, and whiskey.
Yeah.
And chips. And chips.
And chip.
The Doritos 3Ds.
There was a article that came out this week tasting all the chicken sandwiches like you saw.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to put it on Twitter and be like, if you want to hear a real review of these, check out episode 38. I couldn't find the article again. I was so mad.
Bummer.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's a real disappointment.
Well,
How dare they copy us for copying other people?
hey,
How far down the line? How many times can you copy a copier? All right.
Yeah.
You can't keep copying copiers.
As many times as possible.
That's honestly so funny because I have been looking at
Plagiarizing everybody and everything.
yes, all podcasts I look at, I go to, and I try to find something out of there. Like, I'm adding this week, I've added, because Joe doesn't really look at the news. I was like, well, I look at news.
Let's
just
educate Joe Keneally.
That's kind of, the idea. No, and not like cool, like things he needs to know. Like things that I see in the news that I'm like, these are really not very smart. I don't understand why they're here.
When we were coming on the way here, she's like, "What are you going to talk about?" And I go, "We don't usually have a plan. I mean, usually it's like they talk about the news, and then I ask questions because I don't read the news anymore."
That's my favorite part. Lauren will ask me we do yoga on Wednesdays. She'll be on Wednesday. She's like, "What are you guys thinking about the podcast?" And I'm like, this is more like a Joe Rogan podcast. We just kind of fill it in as we go.
I got ideas that I want to talk about, but nothing in particular.
I have a couple things that I sold this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we did do so we talked about our weekend last weekend. This weekend's gonna be it's gonna be burgers and a little bit of drinking, and not as much drinking as last weekend because last weekend was ridiculous. Joe, how do you like the Liquid Death?
Man, this is the best canned water I've ever had in my entire life.
I don't think it's
the only canned water you ever had in your life?
Indeed it is. The only canned water I've ever had in my entire life.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
Everybody loves
what
this.
I was expecting.
It's not. I mean,
It's water.
Yeah,
It's water.
legitimate. So
It's
if you've
not-
never had a Liquid Death, I know it's a cool thing. It's in right now, so people want it. But I don't know if I get it.
It is 100% a brand thing.
I believe the cans are more like recyclable.
Oh
right?
yeah, aluminum is very easy to recycle.
Do we want to get into the beer down here?
No, definitely don't, Pat.
No.
You know, remember that time you were at a family party and Pat was walking around with a growler and was just
Yeah.
he's ready to get into it. He was like, I'm getting into this candy if no one else is getting into this candy. I want to get in this beer if no one else wants to get in this beer.
And then we got whiskey. I want to get in the whiskey. And nobody else wants to get in the whiskey.
Pat doesn't want to tell
So
you
I-
that he's
I'm
on
not-
a fantasy draft, by the way, though.
So I want to get into my thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
okay,
for
go
it.
So,
Let's go for it.
Step on in, Chris.
Screw Pat Lynch. We're gonna go on my thing. So on the radio, on like I think it's like Tuesdays, they do like this thing on the country radio station where it's like one's got to go. And like-
okay, this is good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like murder, death, murder, blank.
yeah, pretty much.
Mary, murder.
Mary, kill.
Kill,
Kill,
Mary, and
love.
F.
F, yeah.
Oh, now we can say
Now we
that
can
was
say
it.
fuck, Mary, kill.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Good job,
Terrific.
guys.
Good
Hey,
timing.
we
Good
made it
timing.
to the YouTubies.
Yeah.
Good timing.
So
I'm sorry, and sorry, we've cut you
man,
off.
I think we're just getting fucked over here.
I just wanted, because we just brought something up, and if you're a new listener and you don't understand what we were waiting for to swear on, 15-minute rule is if you swear within the first 15 minutes, you have to take a shot. Okay, now no one else cut Chris off for the next 5 minutes.
You know, I was really good today. I didn't cut you off in your opening. I've been cut off all day.
Yeah, sorry, but go ahead.
So it was. I listened to it and I literally caught the end of like one. It was like something goes away. These two things, and I thought immediately like the one thing that the lady said need to get cut away. I thought of Peter. So the one I have I'm gonna start with Joe and Pat because I just kind of randomly put 1 and 2 together, and I'm gonna end with Peter. So Joe, you got 2 things. One's got to go. You either get rid of Jell-O or Popeye's chicken. You can't have both.
Oh man,
You gotta say Irish Jello.
Well, even then, I'm gonna keep Popeye's chicken.
Okay, so the Jell-O, no more Jell-O for Joe at holiday parties. Pat Lynch,
It's
yours
not
is
as hard as it look, but if you're thinking, oh, Jell-O,
Yeah.
no, Joe likes his Jell-O.
I love my Jell-O.
We make Jello just for Joe on the holiday parties.
That is 100% true. Yeah.
Pat Lynch. Yours is probably a little bit easier. You either get rid of Dave Matthews Band or the Killers.
That's Duffy. Probably get rid of the Killers.
There you go. So Peter's is probably the hardest, but I kind of have an
Is
idea.
this the
where,
one you heard on the radio?
This is the one I heard the ending, or the second answer. I don't know what the first one was.
Oh, okay.
But I think I know which way Peter would lean on this one, and it's Peter's got to get rid of either Monday morning coffee or
His face is so good.
or Friday night drink.
He's made his face was like scrunched in the eyebrows.
He's like option 3, please.
Scrunched in the eyebrows for the morning coffee, like scrunching in the eyebrows to the Friday night drink where like the corners of his mouth went down. To
He looks like Peter from Family Guy when he's like.
Yeah.
Peter's like, wait,
The
this doesn't
stress went from his forehead to his neck in each of those. It's like Monday morning coffee.
So you gotta think about this. Nobody likes Monday.
No.
And that first cup of Joe on a Monday, there's nothing better. If you're a coffee drinker, you get into the office, that first cup of coffee takes about 4 hours, and then you start to work.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing better than a long week. Getting out and having that crisp, cold beer. And it takes like 1.5 beers, and you're having a great night.
So I'm going to tell you which one I think you're going to get rid of. I think you're getting rid of the Monday morning coffee.
Yeah, he's gonna be shooting up some cocaine
Yeah.
or something instead.
Oh.
There's no way you're giving up the beer. And
Not on a Friday,
Yeah.
no.
that was where I was going. But yeah, I knew because I knew if I proposed it to everybody, besides Peter, coffee was going.
Coffee.
Peter was going to have the real struggle.
Yeah, coffee wouldn't even a struggle for me. I don't drink coffee.
I was about to ask. I can't even drink coffee. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say for you, Chris, would be giving up Monsters or watching the Chicago Blackhawks.
That's a good one.
Ooh,
And I figured I knew what it was. Well, actually, I don't know.
I don't know either. That's toughy. I thought you were going to, if you were literally proposed Monster and Coors Light, I may have cried too.
That's what I was thinking, actually.
I thought the second one was
That would have been
I messed up, Chip.
Chris is like, I'll drink the Coors.
You know what?
Take
I'm
the
gonna
Monsters.
get rid of the Monsters because I can get other energy drinks or I can do my energy
Yeah.
tea. I'm gonna keep the Blackhawks.
Ooh. Chris is a fiend of the Monsters. We used to.
I would also in the other proposal. I would have also gotten rid of Monster. I would have kept Coors Light. There's no chance.
Yeah, you can't get rid of the Coors.
Coors Light. You hear that? I'm keeping you around. Sponsors.
Listen, again, Coors Light. You've seen us. You saw. We had a big tweet this week. You're seeing us. Just we're talking to you.
We're
baby.
hashtagging Coors Light for no reason and things.
Every YouTube video's got hashtag Coors Light. Let's go.
Let's go.
We start fights at bars that don't serve Coors Light.
Yes. We bring in our own Coors Light to weddings.
They don't like that, but we do it.
Yep, we have to do it.
Sometimes those are just the rules, and you have to follow them.
You know what, Pat? We're gonna indulge you. We're gonna open up. Would you like to pour your beer? You want to give it a little background?
Sure.
Yeah. Give it the introduction here.
I can actually read to you the
Always look at this guy doing research.
Pat can read.
This is from the Grumpy Troll Brew Pub.
Okay.
Where's Grumpy Troll at?
It's in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Did you go up there this week to get it?
Yeah,
for
I
us?
was up there yesterday.
Oh, dude, my dad used to go there to for his back.
Why are you
the
in-
doctor that he would go up there?
Trina and I went to House on the Rock yesterday. So
Yeah.
it was a
What's
random
House on
walk.
the Rock?
It's a house on a rock.
It's like I think
It's like a.
It's literally what it is.
Yeah, it is literally. But it's they got a bunch of like stuff in there.
It's a tourist
over
attraction.
Oh, don't hit the mic now, son.
it's a tourist
I haven't
attraction.
had any alcohol yet.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is on the way back, and it's a nice little brew pub that's on the way there.
Nice.
That's kind of cool.
We were gonna get stuff at the Revolution because we were at Revolution last night. Thanks, Chris. And
You're welcome.
oh, that'll bring me. What's
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Pat pulls this up.
I got a sample of this. And it's called I got a sample of several of beers, and the one I went with for the growler was the Dragon Ship Wit. And it is.
Were there any saisons?
There was no saison.
Why doesn't nobody
Or
do
was
a
it saisons?
saison?
It's a West Coast thing, buddy.
Anyways, it's a traditional Belgian white ale made with a mix of wheat, barley, Tyrian hops, spices, coriander, and orange peel.
Cool.
Terrific. I heard coriander and orange peel.
Tastes like beer.
Yep.
Hey guys, you think it's gonna taste like 312? Okay, so
The yellow or the green?
my biggest pet peeve. Oh, Joe, you know what's happening next week?
Huh.
The Bears are having a preseason game in
Oh, I can't.
Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Sadness. It's coming down my face. All right, so, come on, Pat.
Pat doesn't know how
You want me to hold it for you, baby? I got you. As I tell you my biggest pet peeve on podcast. So I watch. I don't know if you ever watch. It's not King and the Sting. What's the other one with the Bobby Lee and Andrew? Bad Friends.
Bad friends.
Bad Friends. Your Mom's House. Tuesdays with Stories. Who else does it? Oh, and then like Bobby Lee does it whenever he gets the opportunity. When guys are on a podcast and they fart into a mic,
Okay, that's weird.
and so it can be heard on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
And then they put the mic right back to their face.
Yep.
I'm not about Joe.
Nice.
I'm not about Joe Fart and art.
How in the world? Well, how do you not get pink eye? First of all, this is my thought.
That's a myth.
Is it really?
I don't know.
Oh,
No, that's not a myth.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
not a
a
myth.
Don't test that.
yeah, don't do that.
No.
Because I remember Joe Coy talks about his son used to put his finger in his butt and then he would wipe his eye.
Yeah.
And his teacher was like,
Terrific.
his teacher would be like, you gotta teach this kid to stop putting his finger in his butt and giving him because he's giving everybody pink eye.
Yep.
Fucking
Did you
terrific.
go like up to other kids and like?
Yes. No, and he was like the outbreak of pink eye in every class that he went to.
Everybody's got one.
Hey, I smell my finger in your eye.
Also, then I think about these poor other guests because you know these guys aren't cleaning their mics. We didn't barely even touch this.
I watch
mic.
this all the time.
Thanks, Pat. He's a good guy.
Do you really?
No.
Oh,
of
I
course
was like,
not.
wow.
So that's my big pet peeve. I'm always mean to talk about that because every time I see it, I'm like, okay, so the next person's gonna have this mic. He's gonna have fart juices in
Mic
his
tastes
face.
like ass.
Why
At
is-
least I'm not up on the mic burping into it. I'm from distance.
True.
it's very true.
It's a
You're
distance.
shooting from the half
Distance
court
stinker.
back there.
What I was gonna say, have you watched any of the Miss Pat? Look, Miss Pat did like the gauntlet of like
Oh,
podcasts.
I haven't made the rounds yet. I saw that she was on all of them.
She was the best one she was on was Bobby Lee's. Like, because I think that was her first one. She was unbelievable. She also did Chris DeStefano's.
I did see the first bit of Chris DeStefano's, and I liked
too.
I liked his opening line.
Yes.
We heard Miss Pat and her family, and she's like, I don't know these other black people. That's fucked up.
But then I think it came out. I think one of them is her daughter, and then he was like, two daughters. She's like, this is not my daughter.
Yeah.
Look at her knees.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some old ass knees.
Yeah.
Miss Pat is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because she's now got a show
Yeah.
on BET, is it?
Not great. I watched the trailer.
She was really awkward on that Bert Kreischer thing I watched. That was on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Cabin thing. Like,
Yeah,
that was by far not the worst episode. It wasn't so much hers though. That like, group of people was not a good comedy.
But because she didn't know like the I like that girl. Did you hear? I don't think this got on the. I don't. Maybe it did. But she's like she was making fun of what's his name? Who's the guy on? Who was the dude on there?
Joel McHale.
Yeah, Joe McHale, and he's the soup or no?
Was that's
He
He's the
He's
soup.
the
But what did
soup, yeah.
she call him? Ryan Seacrest. She's like, oh, I know who Ryan Seacrest is. It's like, hey Lizzo, it's good to see you. And I'm like, I don't remember that being on because that would have been hilarious on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Kelly, whatever her name, I can't say her last name for anything.
seal,
Yeah.
cookie cow.
It
She
got
used to
weird.
be from The Big Bang.
She is on the Big Bang, and that's where
Yeah.
and Miss Pat's never seen the Big Bang,
Yeah.
and
This is a white people show.
yes, exactly. You know what's funny? Joe brought up like because we were talking about sitcoms, and they're like, yeah, the Big Bang is a big thing, and Miss Pat was dying laughing because she doesn't think Joe knows like that. That was like a big thing. Like it was Miss Pat and her. They thought they like really hated each other, And Miss Pat they just didn't click because she was kind of jaded that she didn't know who she was. And
so funny enough with that, man, that's such an ego thing. But funny enough with that is like, I've been watching some interviews on the Jimmy Kimmel show of just because Jimmy Kimmel's took a summer vacation.
Yep.
So there's all these like guest hosts. And watching every single one of those are so fucking cringy. It's just like it definitely lends to the fact that it is a skill to host that show, like, and to be able to have a conversation with those people.
Oh yeah.
But watching some of these people like give or try and be the host of it. Well, like one was there was two that I saw. One was the guy who I don't know his name. The guy who used to be on Will and Grace. He wasn't the main guy. He was like
Sean, what's his face?
I think you might be right. I think it's Sean something.
Sean, what's his face?
But he was hosting, and there's a new Marvel movie coming out in the first weekend of September. But it's like the first like all Asian, not all Asian cast, but it's like a first Asian lead in a Marvel movie. So it's like a big deal. He's making the rounds. But it was just such an awkward interaction of like...
Okay, so those two were talking to each other.
Yeah, and the guest was doing a great job of like trying to... Oh, and the other one was Taika Waititi and Sarah Silverman.
Who in the hell is that?
Taika Waititi, he did the Marvel movie. He won an Oscar for Jojo Rabbit.
How do you spell this guy's name?
T-A...
Is this a Shania Twain or what? No, who's up?
Alanis Morissette.
Yes.
Good lord.
K-A-I.
Toast.
And then
is this another one of those?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to know who this is?
What the hell is Jojo Rabbit?
I've never seen it.
It's a really good movie.
I don't know who this gentleman is either, sorry.
Yeah. So it was him and Sarah Silverman, but it was such an awkward...
Was he the host?
No, he was the guest because he's got a new movie
Sarah Silverman
or a new TV show out.
Anyway.
Yeah, she
But it was just like, oh man, like, and I think what it is none of these people that are hosting know anything about the subject matter that they're talking about or the person they're talking about. So it's just like everything just goes over their heads.
This just seems like poor planning on this show's part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give a little one-pager, baby.
Yeah.
One-pager to get the questions going.
And the problem is, it's
But
15 minutes. You can't get like Joe Rogan, with Miss Pat. They had like this young 27-year-old on there that was with Pat, and like he was the writer for Miss Pat. And in the beginning, Miss Pat's just like telling him to shut up, like just kind of because he's a little flamboyant, and she's just like, "What are you doing? Like, stop using your hands, you idiot!"
Yeah.
And you could tell like there's a little bit of, like Joe doesn't know how to handle that yet. But 30, 40 minutes into the conversation, they're all just talking like they're friends.
Yeah.
You can't have a 15-minute conversation where these two have no idea who they are.
Basically, like plug your movie, plug your thing.
Yes, and get out.
And get one story. It's one story. Plug your movie and get out.
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be something to that though. Like,
you're right. Jimmy's.
I would almost appreciate that, especially if I was a celebrity, because now you have to be so in the media and like talking to everyone, and everyone has to know who you are.
I mean, it's every day we're thinking content to try to get it, get something. So because you got it's all about eyeballs. Mm-hmm. Like Miss Pat, so it took 5 years to get this sitcom on TV. So it was supposed to be with 4 other people. Then Hulu had it for a year, and they did the pilot, and they canceled it, and then BET took it on, and they only took 1 season, and she has to the first I think week that it's out, if she doesn't get so many like views and then like people who've watched it from like beginning to end, they won't get a second season.
Yeah, I mean that's Netflix thing. A lot of people don't like that Netflix plays.
Yeah, what was that? Punky Brewster? I've never seen anything about it, but I just saw that it had 10 episodes and it was gone.
Punky Brewster, the show from the 70s?
Go ahead and like the 80s, but they did like a remake with her or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anybody have any idea what that show was about?
I couldn't tell you, but
Pat
like a
knows
lot of people get like upset about it,
Or-
but that's their model. It's
Punky
like
Brewster?
I was born in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
I know
Doesn't mean
Punky
you can't- doesn't mean you
Brewster.
can't watch stuff?
I didn't know.
I had no idea who she was.
I didn't know she had a. Like
but people were pissed that after 10 episodes they canceled it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they canceled Sneaky Pete like after 3 seasons and it was just getting good.
Yeah.
But Netflix is weird. Like it's they don't want to. I think it's also about the more your show does well, they want to get rid of it because they
Bucky
don't want to
Brewster
pay.
aired in 1984 and it aired for 88 episodes, so it must have had something going on.
It was a huge show back in the day.
It was a child
didn't
who
know
was
about the
abandoned by her
Netflix.
parents.
Well, that's something I want to watch.
Real happy
But I don't know what the reboot is.
Yeah, me either.
Where are we at time-wise, Joe?
30 minutes.
Nice. We got lots of time here, ladies and gentlemen. Pat, how's your draft going?
They took a break and now we're getting back into it, so it's very slowly.
Why? How would you take a break?
Well,
They're at the draft. They're at the
yeah.
draft. Yeah. See, this guy, podcaster. This is what we have. 2 weeks in a row. We haven't had 2 weeks in a row of the whole team. And
I'm a team player here, guys.
in months, baby. Okay, but I don't think we
What do you guys think
reviewed
of the beer?
Yeah. What do you guys think of the beer?
It's all right. It's beer.
Yeah, it tastes like...
I think with the growler, I think it gets a little flat.
It tastes a lot like other wits. What is it? It's a
It's
wit.
wit, yeah.
It tastes like other wits. Like I had a wit at I went to Paulie G's last weekend or the weekend before in Logan Square, and I got something I didn't know what it was, and it was a wit, and it tastes a lot like
Cheese?
this.
What's that?
It's a pizza place.
Okay.
It's where I saw Mark on his date.
Oh,
and
nice.
I didn't say anything. And
Mark.
just like,
She was like, oh shit, Mark, get out of here.
well, I thought it was his first date, so I was like,
Yeah,
I don't want to come in, and he's like, oh, and he had a great joke. I go, I did not want to interrupt that. I didn't know if it was the first date or, he goes, Joe, you would have made my night, because then I could have been like, see, I do have friends. Like, and it was just so.
They're not my brothers. I have friends. I promise you.
It was so self-deprecating, but it was so good.
Even though we've met that's the same girl.
It could have been on another date. Who knows?
No, it's the same.
Oh, this yeah.
Was
This
she
was
an
the
Asian
girl.
lady?
Yes, this was the girl that he brought to the birthday party that he said. But
My favorite thing is like when he goes out now, if he's out with us, he's got to take a picture of me and him together and send it to her so that she knows he's safe.
Oh, is she scared?
Yeah, because he told me the story. Like he was at like some bar in like I think River North or something, and he stepped outside and he was getting like an Uber or taxi cab or something, and some lady was trying to like proposition him to come back this way with them. He's like, no, and she tried like getting in his Uber and like,
dude,
like,
I don't know what it is about Mark, but Mark's got. He must have the looks as well because he was even. Do you remember when? Or no, were you guys on the flight with Mark when we were going to? Where are we going with Mark on a flight somewhere?
no.
But some lady was talking his ear off the whole flight.
Was that the trip to Mexico for you?
Yes, that must have been what it was. Yes,
I had a lady going to Seattle talking my ear off, but she was like a 40-year-old mother of two.
Mm-hmm.
She just wanted to talk about her
Oh
kids.
yeah, that's where me and Joe sat by each other.
Yes.
We were talking. We were texting back between me and each other.
We had like the nice. Oh no, that the lady. Oh no, she had her knee surgery, and she wanted to talk about her knee surgery. And I was like,
Me and Joe were
We
making
get it. It
jokes.
hurts, lady.
I kept trying to put my ear, I would put my ear phones in, trying to be indicate that I would like to watch my movie, and she's like,
That's that Midwestern ice right there. Peter couldn't get it out.
There are people. I am so bad at ending
Oh, yeah.
conversations
Oh, yeah.
with people. Like I tend to keep asking questions, keep talking, just to be polite. But I can't stop talking because then that awkwardness gets to me, and I'm like,
Oh, I know.
So, cool shirt, or just something,
That's when you guys all had the space between the seats.
Yes.
And the jerk lady decided not to sit in her seat and sit next to me because I had a whole entire row to myself.
Check out episode 30 something for that one because I'm sure
Let's watch all the ones in the 30s, guys.
Yeah, 38's the chicken review. So if you haven't heard, and Dave, I don't know if I told you this, but they're all on YouTube.
Damn it, I got silicon 5 weeks.
Because Joseph, the man, put them all up this week.
Yeah, they're all up there. Episodes 1 through 45.
And I've listened to a lot of them, so don't worry, guys.
46 will be up
they
there
sound
Monday.
good. I've listened to them because I'm trying to get our hours.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to a lot of them, Chris.
Terrific.
Doing God's work over here. Okay, so do we want to get into some of the news stories, or do we want to get into the Heaven Hill?
I don't see why we can't do both.
We could, but I'd like to hear
You can
about
tell your
Heaven-
stories as we go through.
All right, so this week we're testing out Heaven Hill. It's been family owned since 1935. Chris.
Same company that makes McKenna.
Oh, nice! It's
Oh, this is the one you were talking about. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. The bourbon is 7 years old. And McKenna's 10 year?
Yes.
If you haven't listened to episode 45, we do a whiskey review, and McKenna won out. I'm still a little skeptical because I don't know. I feel like me and Chris thought about it, and we talked about it, and we thought that that first one was very sweet. And we're not sure, so we want to try some McKenna in the near future. But so check out 45. You'll get our reviews for whiskeys that we've tried in the past. You know what's funny? I was listening to the episode that we drank Heaven's Hill. Or not Heaven. Angel's Envy. Yeah, and we actually really like that whiskey.
Don't remember it.
I don't know if I don't know if we were drunk, and then Frank was pissed that we tried it without him.
But you guys didn't. I didn't bring that one last week.
I know, but
it was one of the
one of the possibilities.
Yeah.
So
one of the decoys.
Yep.
Heaven Hill, the Kentucky bourbon, pays tribute to the earliest days of distillery's history when in 1939 it released Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond. The namesake brand quickly became the #1 selling bourbon whiskey in the state of Kentucky. Still today, the craftsman's poured into this bottle by the same founding family meets exacting standards. First set in 1897. Wow. This historic offering reflects on the company's founders' firm belief that it takes patience and perseverance to make something.
Perseverance.
Thanks, guys. To make something of great quality.
Precedent.
Listen, we're asking the wrong guy to read.
He's had half a beer, right?
Yeah.
Words are tough.
No, I've had probably half a beer.
It's
Listen,
about a beer and a half.
that's that public or private Chicago school education.
Private Chicago school education.
That Irish Catholic
Thanks,
education.
man. It's nice of you to get us some ice, Chris.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
What a
What a
gentleman.
gentleman. What
I'm a mensch. I'm a
Real mensch.
freaking mensch. This fucking shit's cold.
It is ice.
The ice is cold.
Lauren, would you like?
Burns my hands.
Would you like some whiskey?
Those are a fucking bunch of pansies.
The lady
I get
friend.
another glass then.
Lady friend coming in for some. She wants to get her. She wants to become
Would you
a.
like a ice cube?
Yes, please.
Hey, Chris, you're gonna have to struggle through one more. Come on, you got it.
I got it. Oh, it's like birthing.
Push.
I'll
Push.
do my next one.
Push.
I feel like Jim Carrey in that automated rhinoceros from When Nature Calls.
Yeah.
That's another movie. The first Ace Ventura cannot be remade because it was.
Well, that was the second one.
No, the first
Wait,
one.
no, the first one was with the lady who was
Yes.
like.
The second one was where I'm
Yes.
talking about.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
Pat,
Oh, Pat, you don't need
to
a-
get that later. Don't worry, let's go look that
So
up.
this tells me, or I realize like.
Okay,
we-
Pat, so you don't want an ice cube.
No.
I always think of the ice because I like it cold.
Yep.
And as a byproduct, it waters it down, which I'm not mad at either.
No, me either.
But Pat drinks it with a stone, which means he likes it. He just likes his whiskey cold, but straight.
As Peter said last week, how do you like how the proper way to drink a whiskey?
yes, it's how you like it.
Now, oh yeah, nothing wrong with
The
that.
proper way to drink it is without all these fancy dancy things you put in it, your pansies.
Ice cubes? You mean ice?
how would
that
you-
fancy thing called ice?
Is this something you could ask for at a bar,
What's
like,
that?
or at a whiskey place? Like,
No, or at a whiskey place, yes, not at a bar,
Bar,
because
no.
you'll
How
never
would
get those
you?
back.
How would you? Because this is whiskey on the rocks.
Yep. You'd have to drink it neat.
You drink your whiskey neat.
Yes.
You know what you can do? You
Pat
can,
would have to ask for it on the rocks. Some places will
you
give
can ask
you
for
like a
you can
big
ask
ice
for
cube.
chilled. You could ask for. So what they would do is run it through a couple ice cubes,
yeah.
ask for chilled.
But that kind of,
Okay.
I don't know, that kind of weather. I would just get it straight at that point, probably.
Don't be scared to get a little chilled.
Ooh.
Ms.
Oh,
Davis,
side note, I bought the advent calendar.
you're
again.
welcome. Oh, hey! We're gonna have lots of scotches.
Don't we haven't finished from last year.
I was
The
gonna
one
say,
we
we-
still haven't finished yet.
Well, there's a lot of scotches. Can we call
We
them and
got-
say, hey, cut it with the scotch shenanigans?
Should we just stop buying whiskeys and finish that like the
Yes.
next few
Yeah,
podcasts?
yeah, for
Or the fact that I've got like 40 different ones of mine.
We got
Um,
like a plethora.
I'm
of
gonna need to
beers
get a second
downstairs.
cabinet.
I'll get that from bourbon or from Vinny's for you.
I'm gonna need
The
to get
wine
a
one for sure.
second.
The place I get it from, they do not.
What's up?
I'm gonna need to get a second cabinet soon. Run out of space.
Okay, we need to get some pictures for our website. So we need to build you a fake bar downstairs, and we need to
Instead of building a real one, we'll build a fake one.
fake one. We don't need a bar down there. We got real bars for that. All right, boys. Who's got the first sip? Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to another.
Oh,
episode.
cheers one more time for Pat Lynch.
Oh,
Cheers.
Come on, Miss Davis, get on.
Yeah, get in
That
there.
never gets old.
Never does.
No.
I have a question for you guys.
Nope.
Ah.
Nope.
I
I
have a
I have a
question.
question for you.
No.
I do have a question for you guys.
And
There are.
It's warmed you up a little bit.
I'm not one for like superstitions or anything like that, or I don't know what the other term would be. Like when you have to do something like a ritual of sorts.
sure.
But
OCD?
or OCD. When you
I
cheer,
don't believe in OCD.
when you cheer, do you? Yeah, not doctors here. When you cheer, do you have like a thing like you've got to cheer and then tap the table, or like or when you're doing a shot?
Not at all.
Or could you just?
I have none of that. I
There's no rules.
No,
Most of the
for
time
me-
we do like the down up down, but I don't have to do that. No.
Usually when we're competing and drinking
Yes.
games, we
Yeah.
have to establish those rules.
But that's more for timing, so
it's
nobody gets early start.
Yeah. I'm always curious on like people's things because I am not like
God.
that.
Woo.
But whatever the other person
Woo.
wants, it's like
There's an underlying taste that I just cannot. That's familiar that I just cannot get past.
orange
is-
peel.
hot.
I like
Orange peel.
No, it's not orange peel.
it. I like it.
Ms.
I do
Davis?
know what you're talking about though. There is like a smokiness and then there's something
It's
extra. in
almost
it.
like peanut butter, but it's not peanut butter.
Oh, Joe still hasn't had the holler monkey.
You want the holler monkey, Joe?
Let me finish this.
Let's see what we got.
Because you ain't no holler back.
What do you
girl.
think?
I like it. It's clearing my time.
It's hot. Okay, let's go into news stories that Joe Keneally has
yeah.
not heard this week.
All right.
Oh,
let's
I'm
do
in the
it.
same boat. I probably haven't heard them either.
Yep, I'm sure of it.
Punky Brewster got canceled from Netflix. I mean,
Yeah, I did.
That
just
was
Google
one-
that. That was just 2 days ago. I didn't even know that was a
That
thing.
was one of them. Okay, let's start with Brendan Schaub.
Wait. Can we? I did hear this
I heard
one.
this story. Yeah.
Okay,
Did not hear it.
Can we end? Because we're 40 minutes in, so I don't know how long these stories are, but don't come in with like the happiest one first. That's all
I
I'm
know.
gonna say. Because
Yeah.
we've been really doing a bad job of ending it on a happy note.
Oh, I know.
So okay, let's
Well, then the
bring.
Brandon Schaub one you should wait for.
I
no,
do
it
wanna talk-
only gets worse from there.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It's a
That's
happy
what's-
story though.
It is.
Oh, that's true.
It's bittersweet.
Well, I already started it.
It's
So,
bittersweet.
so well, Joe's already heard it, but if you haven't heard this, I mean, this is insane.
Chris hasn't heard it.
So Brendan Schaub, a retired MMA fighter,
Yep.
a podcaster, Fighter and the Kid, and
Stand-up comedian.
Joe's
Yep.
personal hero.
Man who deadlifts 500 pounds with
Yes.
Straps.
no, he wears straps, but no warm up. He always says.
no warm up. Yeah.
Very big guy, physically large.
Yes, and seems like a pretty nice guy at least. I mean, who you never know. You don't know
Yeah,
these people
comes
at all.
off nice
Yes.
on the podcast.
And I love King and the Sting. That's it's probably my
Yeah.
favorite podcast, minus
There are
the
times
Saturday night pregame podcast.
Yes, of course.
And
Times
well, I think
love him.
Dateline, and then Saturday Night Pregame Podcast, and then King and Sting.
Yeah.
Because I love me some Dateline, baby.
The Sting and the King.
Yes, the Sting and the King.
Jerry Lawler and Sting and the Wrestlers.
And Brendan
Awesome
Schaub
podcast.
and his wife are going out for date night,
Yep.
and they're on the highway in California, and his wife tells him, "Hey, watch out! Like, there's something going on up here." So he
Yep.
moves into a lane, and he sees a young child on top of an SUV, like waving his hands, like trying to get it, like
Trying to
somebody's,
get on
and he's screaming help.
This is at this point. There's a semi truck
Yes, I'm
that's
sorry. Yeah.
crashed into a car, and he sees the
I
car.
thought it crashed in the median.
No.
No. So
semi
the car,
into the car.
the car is mangled, but he sees a kid on top of the car, and the kid's waving him down
Yeah.
next to this like already wrecked semi truck.
Yeah, and and he sees it's a kid. He's like, I gotta stop. His dad's a highway patrol officer, and his dad's always said the most unsafe spot on a highway is next to an accident. So do
Next to
not-
an accident. Also, never stop for an accident.
Yes, never
Because then
stop.
you cross lanes and you
Yes.
cause more issues.
Yeah. So he
So now listen to that advice.
Pulls over, comes running towards the kid.
yes, but so and then side note is as he's coming over to see this kid, he sees this man running across the highway trying to get to the other side of the highway,
Yep.
and he gets hit 60 miles an hour.
Ooh, fall.
With
Flies.
the Jeep,
Yes.
and then continues on.
No, well, so no, this that guy falls. So Brendan Schaub runs to the car and he's like, "What's up?" And he's like, "My brothers and children or brothers and sisters are in the car." So he's like, "Crap!" Like, and they can't get the doors open.
He's trying to get the door open, and he's trying to pull it open. It's
Yeah.
mangled, but he's just trying to just rip it off or
Yes.
something. And at this point, another guy comes up.
Yep, and they take
And
down
they
a
end
broken
up-
window. They rip the rest of the window down,
Yep.
and they see, unfortunately, there's a woman in the front seat, brain splatter, and she's
dead.
gone.
Oh,
It's
fall.
never
She
gonna happen. Yeah,
passed
she's
away.
out.
Yeah, she died in the
So,
accident.
so he starts pulling these kids out, and he looks to his back, and he's like, "What is this dude doing?" Dude got up, bounced up, and got across and kept running.
Yep.
Like, got up, no problem, just
This
kept
is the
running.
guy he saw when he was first
Yeah.
heading towards the car.
They get the kids out, and then like a nurse comes, and like the one kid was like, "You gotta get my mom, you gotta get my mom," and he's like, "Buddy, like just don't look." Like
Yeah, don't look.
Like so they put a blanket over the mom.
Yep.
They would have the kids are already their kids are already gonna be messed up. They don't want them to actually see their mother like this.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets the kids out, gets them safe. Like there's paramedics, cops, everything. They get in there, and
He ends up like just leaving
leaving.
it and just going
Yes.
going home. He's
because he
covered
wants to
in
get his
blood.
wife safe. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
covered in blood and
Covered in
gasoline.
blood, gasoline. Yeah, because the semi truck's just leaking
Yes.
Yeah.
all bits of gasoline.
So he gets
Later
in
he
and,
finds out.
Yeah, and he knows he did something right, but he also feels like I have children, I have my wife here, like I shouldn't have done this kind of thing. But he
Like,
couldn't.
I jeopardized their lives,
Yes.
or I jeopardized their future by putting my life at risk.
Yes, but he also couldn't say no. Like you can't see kids like that. But later, what they found out was the mother of the 3 children and the father. The mother was trying to divorce the father, like get away from him, get his kids safe. The father was not going to let that happen. He went wrong way on the highway.
Oh,
The
fucking
semi
hell.
was coming. The semi
Semi turned left in
Yeah,
the lane.
yeah,
He
yeah.
came into oncoming.
Yes.
He came into
Yeah,
oncoming.
so yeah, he came down.
He tried
So
to
the
kill
semi turned left.
Exactly.
He
No, he
went
tried
He was
to
trying to kill
everybody.
everybody.
Everybody
Yeah.
The
else.
semi turned right, he turned into the car. So the semi had no choice but to hit this guy.
Yeah.
The guy ended up surviving. The woman passed away. The kids thankfully survived, but now the father's arrested. And apparently also...
He was
to
the
make-
guy
to make
tried
it
to run
worse-
across the semi.
Yeah,
got
to
hit.
make it worse, like years of physical violence
Yes.
towards the wife.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So those
But-
kids, what they're gonna do a comedy like thing. They're gonna do something and try because the kids are gonna need a lot of help. Unfortunately.
They have a GoFundMe on online for
Yeah.
the funeral, which I'm sure if anybody
Yes.
wants to donate to,
Yep.
won't be hard to find.
We'll tweet that out.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was it's like you see like what when the good and the bad of like humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like well off, like very wealthy person, does not have to put himself at risk, but also sees children and cannot not say. Like this guy is doing very well. Not that people doing well aren't like good people like that, but I'm saying like to put himself at risk.
It's hard though because until you're in a moment like that,
You
you
don't
honestly
know.
have
No.
no idea how you're gonna react.
Your flight or fight is
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was one. So that was like a great story. Like it's a downer too because
It's
it's
a
like
sad
good
thing,
for him.
but it's nice
also-
that he was
yeah.
able to save those kids
Yes,
and
get them to safety, and
Yep.
then they're gonna do something for those kids.
Mhm.
So that's kind of nice. Thanks, Chris. One story. This is just. We're all Catholic here. I don't think we're all practicing Catholics, but we were raised Catholic.
Yep.
And as a Catholic, there's a priest kind of like thing going. It's messed up.
I pray to God every Sunday morning. I tell you what.
Why
would I do this?
The Catholic priests really don't give themselves any help. Like it's ridiculous how they always get caught in weird shit. And
Like the Philadelphia too.
yes, like all the like the priest at Max and Grace's wedding, we was like, you're all blessed if you're Catholic and Catholic only.
Oh yeah.
But no, so on Grindr, you can get statistics of like where like people are at, like your zip code wise, like you can tell how many people are using it and how like, and I don't know if it was Grindr or if somebody took the statistics and kind of like mapped it out, and there is like significant usage by Catholic churches, and it's like now like
Wait, like people who work in the Catholic Church,
so it comes
or
down to
in the areas
it comes down to
surrounding the Catholic Church.
the churches. Like you can tell that
It's the priests
the
that
priests
go.
like are using Grindr.
Well,
There's a
I'm
lot
okay,
of
I'm more okay with that than them raping little children. So
I get that.
Great point.
Very great point. But I'm saying, and the Catholic Church is super against like homosexuality and all that shenanigans, and for years have caused a lot of people to not to be a lot of, I forget what the word is, but like
Grief?
grief, and then like people feel like they're sinning against God, yada yada. Where a lot of priests are homosexuals, like, and that's fine, whatever. But you can't teach against it, and then you can't, like, it's like all the politicians who make all these laws where like gay marriage is against the law, yada yada. But then half of them are like having gay relationships on the side.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like kind of like a slap in the face, like, hey, you guys are so against this, but then like half your like one of the biggest statistics or zip code wise are Catholic churches.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another kind of like, hey, why don't we just common sense, like maybe homosexuality shouldn't really be a sin or whatever. The other thing is their priests are finding ways to get on the apps and have some fun, even though they're not supposed to be.
Or just let priests get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there are reasons. But
no.
I'm sure this is not going to be. This is not going to hit.
God.
It's not going to hit well with the religious groups of our.
It's not going to hit well in the Sun Belt, gentlemen.
Well,
But
it's
I also
like,
thought I'm
why
sure
not-
Joe didn't see this one. So
Why not let ladies become priests?
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Joe. If you want to see,
dare you?
What kind of blasphemy are you talking about right now?
if you want to
They
say,
don't know God.
if you want to save the Catholic Church, that's here's
I
three
bet you
ways.
there are tons of women that would
Women priests?
Swear off men.
Marriages?
Happily swear off men.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
Just let them
Too.
go to Bone Town.
that's also true.
I used to work. So I'll give out a probably not very kosher story, but my uncle is a pastor, and I used to in high school. A lot of the jobs we got were rectory jobs, so we'd work at the rectories.
Yeah.
And there was the one time I got fired.
I've heard this story before.
One time I got fired because somebody came in for the priest, and the priest was in the kitchen.
Are you allowed to be saying?
Yes, he is. It's not
Well, I got fired,
He's
and
not-
I got nothing.
There's not the non-disclosure
and
agreement out there.
I
that we
went to
know
them
of.
and I was like, "Yo, like I got fired for this," and nobody did nothing. Nobody contacted me again. I was like shunned. Like I'm probably on like the hell
Hey,
list
hey,
because of this.
that's the worst you got. It should be okay.
Yeah, but so I went into the kitchen to get the priest, and the priest and the cook were doing a little. They were playing. They were
She was
playing.
learning how to play the skin flute.
They're hiding the salami.
They were playing hide the teacup, and I was like, "Huh!" He's 17 years old. I'm like, "Huh, Father, you gotta go, huh?" And like ran back.
Hallelujah.
Hold on, let's
Yes.
just be clear. This is not your uncle.
Oh no, not at all.
Because you started this with, I have an uncle who's a pastor, and I got a
Yeah,
job
well,
in
no,
a
but
rectory.
I used to work at a rectory. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he would just.
Those are separate things,
Well, but
though.
yes, my uncle does not. I've never worked with my uncle.
Just saying, this
absolutely.
is not your uncle. Just
Absolutely
for
not.
anybody
Yeah.
following
I
us.
would just work at churches,
Yeah.
and this priest, who's not my uncle, was in the kitchen, maybe getting a little handsy with the chef, and at 17 years old, I was like, "Oh my God!"
Was a male chef?
Yeah, no, it was a female chef.
Female chef.
It looked Peter dead in the soul of his eyes, like, you want to join?
That's a rarity.
Peter's like, I gotta go.
That's a rarity for a
He
priest.
literally
Usually
looked
they
at
like
me,
to go.
and she got super embarrassed, like ran out of the kitchen. I was like, I didn't even know what to do. I was so
That's why
shocked.
Peter got fired, because he
Peter
cock blocked the
should have
priest.
been like, how much money you got, bro?
So he's like, I'll be right there. I was like, I scurried in, sat there. I literally didn't do anything. I was so shocked. I sat there for the next hour until I left, and then my next shift was like 5 days later, and I came back that day. They told me it was my last day because I'd missed a shift, and they'd written my name in the week, like, cause I double checked whatever, and I came in and I looked at it and I'm like, oh man. So then I was like, man, this is BS. I get fired because this guy's doing some weird stuff. So then I tried to like figure out if I could, use this to like get a job back. And they're like, nah. They took that information and buried that. And yeah. So, but then I remember, and then I remember people would complain about the other priest who would be out at like, he'd be partying all night and come back like hungover.
When we said to deliver stuff to the rectory, like you could see all the booze that the nuns had by my
Yeah. So,
tons of booze. Like they make us put us to shame with the amount of booze they
Yeah.
have.
I remember when I was in grade school, I set up a computer for a nun in the rectory, and I remember walking through, and it honestly looked like a boot camp. It was just like a room, a bed, a desk, and nothing else. I mean, it was significantly older nuns and sisters in this thing,
Yeah.
but it was just like, oh man, they live a very different life.
Different life.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one again, because so these are things I don't think Joe would ever like. And this one for me it's super random. But personally, I'm like, why is this news? Like, I just and I get why it's news, but in my head I'm thinking like this should definitely not be news. There was an article on Yahoo and it was like one of those like banner ones that was like Kaepernick's rated. So Colin Kaepernick, who's a quarterback who hasn't played in years, is rated higher in Madden
Then Justin Herbert.
than Justin Herbert. And I'm like,
Nice.
in my head, I'm thinking,
Who's Justin Herbert?
He's a quarterback for the San Diego
Yeah.
Chargers.
And he had a-
35
The
touchdowns
LA
last year.
Chargers.
yeah, and he had a pretty good year last year, whatever. But in my head, I'm like,
Also a white guy.
but that too. I don't know if that plays anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't understand why. But
Why
they-
is Colin Kaepernick in the game?
Well,
He's a free agent.
yes, yeah,
You can sign him to be on your team, Chris.
Oh, is he still?
Wait,
Is he,
really?
no, is he still actively a free agent in the NFL?
yes.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought.
But that's what the article is race baiting. Like that's what they're trying to do.
Oh.
Because they're trying to say this guy who hasn't played and he kneels.
Because I remember, what is it? I don't think it was last year. I think it was before. I think it was 2019 season before COVID. Like he was having a trial for a bunch of teams.
I heard
and it was
about
supposed to be at I think it was at Atlanta Stadium over there. And then he just decided to cancel and just do it at some high school field or something.
The reason behind that was they weren't going to invite all the what are they called? The people that come to see you.
The media.
They were going to invite. They weren't inviting all the teams and scouts to the thing.
Yeah, so
I remember that. Yes.
So he's like, okay, I'll go here and I'll get way more people to see me, and then it just ended up becoming a new
saying
spectacle
the
more
George
than
memory
anything.
that the NFL wasn't going to allow everybody to show up.
And again, I know nothing about sports, but that just shows me. I don't know anything about. I mean, I'm not big into sports.
The Cubs tried to sign him to be a pitcher.
Are you serious?
He was drafted by the Cubs. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I honestly don't think he wants to play sports anymore. I think he really is. And
he makes a ton of money being like a Nike spokesperson.
Yes, and
which is good for him, dude. If you could do it that way. But if he wasn't getting people interested when he did this thing right before COVID, I guess he's just, in my mind, people don't think he's a good enough quarterback. Because at this point, you have dudes who beat the shit out of their wives.
He was never a great quarterback.
But you have dudes who beat the shit out of their wives in the NFL.
But is he better enough to deal with all the other stuff that goes with him?
Yeah,
it can't be because of the media attention he brings. If only thing that would, I feel like that would add to him getting into the NFL. Would it not?
No, you don't want some of the type of
Joe, do you know he was
drafted by the Chicago Cubs? He was an all-state pitching prospect.
All the owners are a bunch of old white dudes. You think they want drama?
Yeah, that's why Tim Tebow had a hard time getting.
But dude, that's so wild. Because then you hear about all these stories about current football players, fucking Antonio Brown and his entire last season.
Yes, that was ridiculous.
He's still.
He's got way more drama than Colin Kaepernick.
He's still got a lot of court cases, which is kind of ridiculous.
Deshaun Watson's got been sued by 13 women right now.
Yeah, you know what? You answer grind. Look, this is a perfect segue into grind my gear. You know what kills me? Have you guys heard anything about R. Kelly's trial?
I heard that he could be getting some really good amount of time out of this.
I heard that his publicist tried to get a fake ID for one of the girls to show that she was overage.
I can't tell you. And this is what you guys are hearing. This man was absolutely disgusting. And
100%.
Why are we not talking about this guy?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. He should be on the level of Larry Nassar. He was spreading herpes. Also, you know what? And where my grandma gear is, it's not any of that. Whatever. It's the people around him.
It's the focus on the. Oh, okay.
It's the people around him. He had a doctor who would come and check him out, and the doctor would be like, "Dude, you have STDs. You have herpes. You need to be using a condom." He's like, "Oh, does that mean I have to put a hood on it before I can't go no hood anymore?" And he's like, that doctor should go to the police and say, "Hey, this guy is," because it's illegal to have that type of STD and not tell your partner.
Yeah.
So he needs to go to the police, and the police need to go to people because he spread herpes to a ton of women who are having sex with him.
Countless people. Yeah.
That doctor should be. I don't know if liable, but there should be something said, like the people with Jeffrey Epstein, all these people who allow this.
I just heard something about Cuomo.
Yeah.
And how he had a lot of, and the only reason I'm mentioning this point is because I kind of thought that they would have. So he had a lot of female staff that helped him get away with a lot of this stuff apparently.
And that's
a lot of.
That's what I'm saying.
Support.
Those people need to be.
And
something.
I would have thought that they would have been more for helping. These people who are being molested and sexually harassed and stuff.
Yeah.
I just kind of assumed, and then you hear most of the people who helped him were these women, and you're like, oh wow, why did they never say anything, or how are they defending this terrible lewd behavior?
It's in his songs, man. He doesn't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, Joe.
On his penis, I guess.
Everywhere. All of it.
He had, well, maybe that's what he was referring to.
Yeah,
A little bump and grind.
A little bump and grind, baby.
That's why.
I can't. I couldn't read it. It made me so mad.
Peeing on woman was, cleaning it all off.
Because he got caught early in the 2000s, and then he didn't stop.
Didn't he marry Aaliyah when she was 16?
It kills me. People defend. Some people will do anything to save money and save their golden horse. It's absolutely ridiculous.
If you didn't call, you wouldn't have Ignition remix, man.
Wait, really?
That was one of his later songs.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe we got to rethink that.
Here goes scrap the last 5 minutes of my rant.
There was a great
He's okay.
there was a great article. I don't know if you guys ever so I ride to work with my uncle, and so I drive 1 week, he drives 1 week. On the weeks where I'm the passenger, I will at the end of the day I just need something stupid to like kind of cool the brain down. And there's always those like 48 things you didn't know or something, and there was like 30 things guys would like women to know about dudes. And I was going through this. I'm like, yeah, I would really love that women would know this. Like, guys don't think about sex every 6 seconds. Like, and then they did the math. It's like
It's already 3.5. I mean, let's be honest.
It's 9,100 minutes or 9,100 times you would think about sex in a day. And it's like, no, guys, we don't think about that.
Is it count when you're dreaming or no?
Well, the other ones, like, if you think about, like, if they ask, like, what do you think about, and we literally say nothing, we're literally thinking about nothing.
But you enjoy the silence.
Yes, exactly. Like, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
No, but like, what are you thinking about?
Yeah.
Like, nothing.
Like, women think guys shouldn't have, like, guys don't care. Like, they don't have body issues, or, like, they don't care about, like, they don't cry. It's like,
it's like guys want compliments, too. Like,
yes, there you go.
I've seen Chris cry so many times.
So many.
I cuddle him.
Talking about crying. Let's talk about that Sunday night. Just kidding. Where we at, Joe?
We are at 1 hour.
Ooh.
On the dot.
Okay, so I messed up. I missed my feel-good story of the week.
I do not have a feel-good story, but I do have something I wanted to bring up for Pat Lynch about the NFL.
So here we go.
Let's hear it.
So how much time we got left? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I just wanted to make sure, time was.
The next 30 minutes will be ranting about whatever Chris is about to bring up.
So, Pat Lynch in this group is a very avid disdainer of Ryan Pace and the Bears.
Yes, I am.
Does not like Ryan Pace. Doesn't understand why he still got a job.
I gave him a chance.
Gave him a chance. Doesn't understand still why he has a job. So I read an article a couple days ago about Kyle Rudolph. Tight end for the New York Football Giants.
It's not Giants, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's not good. Yeah,
they signed him to a 2-year, $12 million deal.
Okay.
They signed him knowing that he took a physical and he had some like knee or ankle issue. And he needed to have surgery.
How much is guaranteed on his contract?
I don't know that. They didn't bring that up in the article, so I'm not going to assume or anything like that. But they knew about it, and they came back and they're like, you shouldn't sign him, and they still signed him anyway. They honored the deal, and like the GM came out and said, yeah, we're going to honor this deal. We knew about it, blah 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 blah. So now like it's training camp and preseason, and they're asking about it. He's like, he's still on the physically unable to perform list. When is he coming back? Is he going to come off the list? He's got to pass physical, come off the list. And if he does, he misses the first 6 games. And he's like the nice guy kind of singing a different tune, like, well, we kind of knew, but we didn't know that he needed to have surgery. And it's like, okay, you're about as dumb as the goddamn GM that we have here. So I want to get Pat Lynch's ideas on this one. About we're the guy where they knew he was injured, and they still signed him.
Well,
and they knew all this shit that was.
I'm gonna put him slightly ahead of Ryan Pace because he also raped Ryan Pace like 3 months ago during the Bears draft.
What?
He got the extra draft pick for Justin Fields.
He got all the Bears picks for next year for Justin Fields. All the picks.
Wait,
the New York Giants guy.
Oh, I thought it was the Jets.
No, it was the Giants.
So I was looking to see if his guarantee was there. Yeah, it's a pretty dumb move. I don't understand how some of these guys keep their jobs. Like, if I was this inept at my job, I would be fired immediately. Hey, sorry, I misplaced $20 million in that one guy.
I forgot about that Justin Fields trade, but I was like, Pat really ripped on Ryan Pace about this. This is Kyle Rudolph.
Ryan Pace. I think a lot of GMs probably should be fired when they do it. Ryan Pace has made some. He's traded up for like a bunch of guys that none of them are on the team still. Leonard Floyd gone. Even the Bears have a history of like they picked
trading
up
with Trubisky.
Yeah. They signed Chris Williams. They drafted Chris Williams. The same thing with back issues. I think Kareem had back issues. Yeah. Like, are they just idiots and don't read the medical reports? Like, what is going on in this organization?
Wait, I have a question. Other than picking players, they've got to be responsible for other stuff that would make them valuable.
Well, they sign free agents.
They send players.
Yeah.
Also, the Bears have no cap space.
Like the whole entire.
Who the fuck they're paying on this
They
team.
deal with the whole entire signing players.
So
They're not-
this is like their primary job then.
Yeah, they're the ones that hire the coaches or like interview the coaches who are going to get hired and stuff like that. Like that's their.
So they're like pretty much all football,
Also,
everything.
they already have Evan Ingram on the team, so I don't know why they're signing Calvert up to a 2-year, $14 million deal to begin with.
Okay. Well, guys, that's a
So
good...
you can put him with the Ryan Payson. Hey, let's get his ass out of town.
Chris, did you see that Quake Guido's fighting tonight? He's taking
Get the fuck out!
Yeah, I thought
the Carpenter.
I wonder.
From Illinois, Joe.
Hey.
From Illinois.
From Chicago, Illinois, baby.
No,
Live.
he's from Round Lake, Illinois.
Oh, you're right.
$4.5 million of his contract's guaranteed.
We'll see if Clay
That's
Guido
not too
fight.
That's way too much.
He does fight.
I know, but see if he fought yet. I want to
Oh
see
no,
where
he's
at.
on the main card.
Oh, is
and
he?
That doesn't start till 9.
Joe, give me your lock of the week on that one.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting some young buck, and then I'll end on a good story. I did hear one.
Yeah, that's a great story right there. Clay Guido's
Guido?
still fighting.
Clay Guida, yeah.
Is
He might have
Mark
more damage.
Madsen.
And that's probably like a step up for Mark Manson, huh?
the Chris McGraw lock of the week is Clay Guido.
Mark Madsen is
I guarantee you Clay Guido will run to the ring.
10-0.
Yeah. So this is probably this is him. They're testing Mark Manson.
And Clay's
Oh, I
gonna
was
win.
just watching one of Clay Guida's like old fights that
Oh.
were like one of his historic fights from back in the day.
The
How old
best one is him versus Diego Sanchez.
That's
How
Yeah.
old? How old? Maybe Joe knows because he's looking at it probably too. But how old is Clay Guido?
It's gotta be at least
35.
45.
I think he's.
35,
I thought he was
35.
36, 39.
Yeah, he's 39.
39.
It's a lot of headshots, boys.
Yeah, it's a long time.
So let's end on
He
a
kind of looks like Andrew WK too.
little bit.
Kinda.
That's why maybe Chris likes him, huh?
Now he drinks a Glasgow. He supposedly was in Glasgow a bunch of times drinking there.
We never met him there.
Yeah, I know. I wish I would have been there.
Damn it, Leva!
Or Glasscots? Or I'm
I
sorry.
think, yeah, John would tell
You know what? I think he did say that.
There's somebody who's dating Kate
Who?
That's Andrew WK.
Who is?
Andrew
we're talking
WK.
about-
He's married to her.
We're talking
Then
about
so Andrew
Andrew
WK.
WK is out punted. He's out kicked his.
Well, no,
he's
he's
also
married
not
to
the one
the-
drinking the glass guts.
He's the two broke girl.
He's
Yeah,
out kicked
Kate
his punk
Dennis.
coverage.
I don't know. Andrew WK is a pretty good looking guy.
Yeah, those biceps for
are
days,
great.
baby.
Those
Biceps for
are great.
days.
I'm sure he cleans up nice. You get a ponytail. You
When
hide
it's
the-
time to party, he will party harder.
That's
I
what I'm
know.
saying.
This is coming from Peter McGraw, who doesn't like Andrew WK. So maybe I'm wrong.
He's got some locks still. He's always rocking it.
I mean, out of the two broke girls, I'm thinking the blonde. If he would have, that might be out quick in the
Oh, the other
I'm
one's
just
got
saying.
some Chris McGraw locks
Yeah.
the week there. Let me tell you what.
Get fat. Thank God we're not on video, champ.
Yeah.
We'd be canceled for sure. Like the Jeopardy coach. Or the coach. The
I'm
Jeopardy
just-
host.
I'm just complimenting
The
her.
Jeopardy
I'm just
coach.
giving her a compliment.
That's pretty ridiculous. Chris called it. He's like, that dude's kind of a creep. And within 2 weeks, Chris got him canceled.
Yeah,
off
yeah.
Jeopardy.
Well,
I got
Chris,
canceled
Chris
on
read the article about
Richard, what's his name?
I don't know.
No.
The Giant
Johnny
Joey.
Richard Jennings, maybe? Nah.
No, not Ken Jennings.
No, yeah, you're right.
Ken Jennings is the people.
No,
everybody
the
wants.
Jeopardy host, the white guy, got canceled. The executive producer who had this big tournament for host and then just chose himself.
Yeah, it was him and the lady, from Big
the-
Bang
Mike
Theory.
Richards.
Mike
Yeah,
Richards. So I had Richards, right?
Did not have Ken.
Yep.
Peter's boy Ryan Reynolds champions LeVar Burton for Jeopardy host.
Yeah, but he had like the worst of the
Well,
worst.
but also I read that like the ratings they started off really high and for everybody they just went down. They say a lot of it was the Olympics were going against it too.
Oh, okay. Probably should look
This,
into that.
is this not the guy that made that speech that everybody loved and they're like, it should be this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he make this like heartfelt speech?
Yeah, about
Everybody was
he's
wanting
a-
this guy to
well,
be
he's
the
a
host.
white
go
guy.
look up his story. It's not great.
Yeah, he's sexually harassed some ladies on The Price is Right, and then
He's got
also-
some comments on some podcasts. Nah, probably not the
He wasn't very nice to pregnant ladies on The Price is Right either. Some of the models. So
Oh wow.
Yeah, not a great guy. So maybe you're okay. Well, let's end it on a kind of a positive note.
let's get Joe Keneally as the host of Jeopardy.
Oh my God.
We gotta
would
push
be
that movement.
Joe, asking you
Terrible
questions.
idea.
What is no, seriously, what is it? I have no idea.
So Lauren was nice enough to get me for Christmas a Jeopardy calendar card,
Yeah.
and we do the. So I send it out to Chris and Lauren every day.
You said me a few times accidentally.
Yes,
Right?
probably. Yes, sorry about that. I don't want to annoy people. Only two people I want to annoy very badly. And me and Lauren's smarter than me. She gets maybe like 1% more than I get. This Google mother.
He probably is googling.
No, I'll call when I know he doesn't have it, and he'll Google it. He'll let me know for sure. There are some I'm like, how? He's like, well, there's only 2 vice presidents in the 90s.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's a.
I don't even know the question. I don't understand the question.
He's like this president.
Oh, yeah,
Try
listen to this one.
Try correcting this vice president. Try correcting a girl when she spelled potato by adding meat to it. And I'm like, and it's like,
And
the
it's no.
categories-
It was this Veep, and
Yeah.
I'm going to the HBO show Veep.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
vice president.
So it's like in the 90s.
Just like the chick that played on Seinfeld.
So I'm pretty sure that's where Pierre went. I'm like, it's in the 90s. So I'm like, there's only 2 vice presidents in the 90s.
I didn't
Dan
know Dan
Quayle,
Quayle anyways.
Al Gore. And if Al Gore is this dumb, I'm not believing
No,
him on...
in the 90s, Vice. Oh, yeah, it was Al Gore. Quite.
Yeah, you can leave too, okay, dummy?
Hey, I got Calvin Coolidge right, motherfucker.
We did.
Wait, how did you know it was in the 90s?
Oh, the category said it was in the 90s. The category was in the
okay,
90s.
okay.
So I knew there was only 2 vice presidents.
So Pat just hit the shit out of the mic. So who knows where we're at
So
anymore?
yeah, if Al Gore was the one who told some girl like
Yes.
to
Yeah,
add meat
yeah,
to it,
yeah.
then climate change is not a real thing.
It's funny. Now that you mentioned it, like, if you would have asked me off the top of my head who's the vice president for George
Bill Clinton.
Thank you. No, I knew Bill Clinton, but
No, but his vice president was Al Gore.
You know the only reason why I know Dan Quayle is George
W.
Bush's
that's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
vice
I didn't know
president
that at all.
That's
is
what I
from the
was
movie
referring to.
Heavyweights.
Joe Cameron.
The jock kid's like, Dan Quayle? And he's like, okay, and like, you need to name 5 vice presidents. And he's saying there, he's like, Quayle? She's like, you already said that one.
Do you know who ran?
God,
against,
this guy's brain is
who ran
ridiculous.
as an independent in the '92 election that gave Clinton the election?
Ross Perot.
That is
Okay,
accurate.
we're gonna stop this because my head already hurts.
That was accurate.
I want to end on a fun note, and you guys are killing me.
The
He's
Texas
like,
billionaire,
ladies,
baby.
He's like, I'm not
God,
that smart. Fuck you guys.
We get some whiskey going. I can't get you two to shut up. All right, so
Hey, Ross Perot was a great... Dana Carvey covered...
this is why we need a video because they can see the despair in my eyes.
I didn't cut you off in your beginning,
Just stop
Jake, so I need to
talking.
cut you off
For the love
now.
of God. Okay, this is a happy note because listen. So what's taking over the media this week was what's happening in Afghanistan, and it's very sad. Like we spent 20 years there, and Afghanistan, the people there, from what you can read, who knows if it's true, but the people that weren't a part of the Taliban really were enjoying their lives. Like they were trying to make something. Like they were stepping up and trying to make themselves lives better. And unfortunately, as soon as we walked out, the Taliban came in and just took right back over. But there was the internet. The internet could be bad, can be good. The internet came up and they've raised $6 million to get a lot of these people out of Afghanistan. And I mean, our government couldn't do anything. It's just letting it go, and people are trying to come in and save some of these people.
We should send them stimulus checks, right?
What's up?
We can send them some stimulus checks if you want.
Could do that if you want. But it's an unfortunate situation, but it was nice to see that people see how desperate this situation is, and they're willing to send some money and try to help get some of these people out of there, because it's only going to get worse.
man, what a real upper you ended that one on.
$6 million! All right, the internet could be good!
Real
I hate you people. Chris, get me out of here.
Real question here. Defenses to choose, guys. Who we choosing on defense? We got
Who do we got
we got
available?
Steelers, Dolphins, 49ers, Buccaneers.
Bye!